Right. 28 March 2025. And today I'm very excited to be giving you the Friday update for this week. And I would like to say I'm going to be taking a short break tomorrow morning as I'm going to be moving to a different location. So that is Uganda. Don't get me. So over the past few months, I've been living in different places, and we want to see what is going to happen within the next 2 days, so that need to settle down. And most likely, within a few weeks, I'm going to travel, and I will let you guys know what is going to happen. So tomorrow morning, we do not have a broadcast, but we're going to have a stream tonight at 10 minutes past 9. So this is amazing. We've been going for over almost 1.5 years. I have been streaming every day, every morning without fail. And that is because of the power of Mve. So Mve is our sponsor, and Mve is a powerful herb that is from Zimbabwe. So let's get started. And I apologize for the slight network issues that we've been having. MTN has disappointed me very badly, and I've had to move networks. So I have to move around because the MTN network here is very weak. Normally, MTN is the most reliable network for me, and I don't know what has happened to them over here where I am. So now let's get started. And I want to start with what's happening in Zimbabwe. And we have a big crisis that has taken place yesterday, which is the burning down of the house of top war veteran Mdara Matimela. His house has been burnt down, and as we speak right now, he has been on the run for over 3 months after he challenged Mnangagwa. And Mnangagwa is panicking because there is a big divide in the military, with 2 distinct factions developing in the Zimbabwe military. One faction that is protecting the war veterans, and one faction that is protecting Mnangagwa. So we have a serious crisis in our country. And as we speak right now, this is what is happening. We have the burning of the house of Mdara Matimela. And similarly, we have divides in the army, with one portion of the army supporting the war veterans and the other side supporting Mnangagwa. So we expect that within a short time, within this week, there will be massive developments around Chiwenga. So Chiwenga is considered to be the person supported by the war veterans in one faction, and Mnangagwa is said or is considered to be supported by a lot of the other military factions, but no one knows really how many people still support Mnangagwa within the military. There has been changes in the military, in the security structures, and also Mnangagwa has created multiple parallel structures to protect himself, including the group called Boy Zamdara, which was created this week in Bulawayo, and which is responsible. So I hold Boy Zamdara responsible for what has happened to the house of Mdara Matimela yesterday. This group, Boy Zamdara, has promised to quash the demonstration or the protest, and we've seen immediately on their creation, after they were given vehicles and resources, the burning down of the house Mdara Matimela. So this group is responsible until they say they are not responsible. There were also threats yesterday by the Minister of Home Affairs, threatening all the protesters who are going to go up against Mnangagwa. And you know very well that there is no government, no police, no intelligence or soldiers who are allowed to burn anyone's house. So no matter how they feel about it, it's not allowed to burn someone's house. It's not legal. It's not your job as a soldier or as a police or as intelligence. And I know that the majority of the guys in intelligence, in police, in the army, they do not like what is going on, and they're not responsible for burning these houses. So the burning of the houses It started last week. So there was an attack on Mnangageza's house with over 30 people attacking his house. As we speak, his employees and the people in the community are sleeping in the mountains. There was also a burning of the house of Gomwe, which took place in Zimba. And now we're seeing the house of Mnangagwa being burnt down to the ground. And that is terrible. And as I said yesterday, Chataura na Chiwenga, and we'll make sure that Mnangagwa, everybody here, they get compensated for the houses when the time comes. This thing that is happening must be condemned. And to make matters worse, the police under Mutamba have not issued any statements with regards to any investigation taking place on this burning of the house, Jamdara Matiwela. And that means Mutamba is involved. He is also responsible for the burning of this house. Otherwise, why would you say nothing about it when such a top war veteran, the chairperson of the Zimbabwe National Liberation War Veterans Association, right now, he is the top war veteran? Does that mean the police are not seeing it? They do not know that this house has been burnt down. They do not know that the house of Gomwe has been burnt down, or the house of Mnangagwa has been attacked, and people are right now sitting or living in the mountains because of fear. The local community are afraid because unknown people are approaching them. They're approaching the houses at night. They're breaking in, tying them up, and interrogating them at night. So that is crazy. But that is the situation in Zimbabwe right now. Mnangagwa has completed a full replacement of all top military generals. And the last one was General Anselm Sanyatwe, who was replaced yesterday. After the replacement of the police, head of police Matanga, head of the Air Force, Orson Moyo, and we recently saw the change of command at all the barracks in Harare, in Midlands, in Matabeleland, in Masvingo. There's been a change of command in the past 3 months. So a military coup has not been averted because at the bottom, the majority of the soldiers do not want Mnangagwa. The majority of the generals are opposed to Mnangagwa. And the protest that is coming on Monday is one of the biggest protests that has ever happened in Zimbabwe. Every Zimbabwean is going to be participating in that protest. And you saw Comrade Nyoka Mabuni here, the military spokesman, talking to me last night. And he has said clearly that there are two groups of people. There is ordinary people. You are supposed to stay in your house. Don't send your child to school. Don't drive into town. Don't go to the borders. That is for the majority of the people. Then there is a group of people which is organized where they are coordinators. So I've been saying this in the past. They will drive into town and they are going to Mnangagwa's house and removing him. So that is what is happening on Monday. Mnangagwa is going to be removed. And this is going to happen through the work of coordinators. So on Monday, Mnangagwa will be removed through the work of coordinators. And let's see what happens when there is a confrontation between the protesters and Mnangagwa that is taking place on Monday. I am also obviously aware of the other side. You saw what happened here with the discussion I had yesterday with General Stole, who was explaining that there is need for someone to come out, a senior person to come out and claim that they are responsible or they are going to be in charge. So we don't want a vacuum. And there's a big possibility that when Mnangagwa is removed, there's a vacuum. So it's very important for someone senior to come out and say, I'm the one who's responsible. One of the military guys must come out and speak. And we have seen Mnangagwa. We want to know who is going to take over. So that is very important. And I'm sure everyone wants to know what happens after Mnangagwa is removed. This is very important so that we avoid a vacuum. There's a big possibility of a vacuum developing because Mnangagwa doesn't know it. But this is very serious. And you can see that he's taking action, but there is more to come. So today, this Friday is going to be very important. You're going to see more developments coming up. And I expect that a state of emergency will be declared sometime within this weekend. What is the outcome of the coup? The coup outcome is obviously something really bad happening. You're going to see a lot of conflict, that is armed conflict, taking place within this weekend. It has already started. This burning of the house is the first step, but you're going to see more. So get ready and don't be a hero. You've been told, don't go into town, don't send your child to school, don't open your business, don't go to the borders. You are told, listen to it, don't be part of the heroes that we're going to be talking about in the future. We want you to stay inside. On Monday, stay inside. You've been told multiple times for a month. We've been telling you here to stay inside. I talk to war veterans on a daily basis. I talk to the military guys on a daily basis. So take what I'm saying to you here very seriously. Stay inside. Mnangagwa is very weak right now. All it needs is a little push and it's going to tip over. Don't allow Mnangagwa to go on and come back. This is what I'm saying to you here. And that is the message from the war veterans, from the military. Everyone is ready for the final push. There is a final push coming. And if you are a driver of a truck, an international truck, of a Malaysia, of an international bus, if you are a cross-border trader, do not be inside South Africa if you intend to go to Zimbabwe. Do not be inside Mozambique if you intend to go to Zimbabwe. Yesterday was the last day for you to start driving back. Do not drive across the border between now and Monday. So Sunday is the last day. You shouldn't be in any of these places. The border must be totally empty. There must be no traveling on the South African border with Zimbabwe, on the Zimbabwean border with Zambia, on the Zimbabwean border with Mozambique. Those three areas have been stated as the places where you shouldn't go. I've been talking to the South African guys here yesterday. Do not blame people if your property is destroyed on the South African side. The group which is on the South African side is ready for you. So don't do it. You've been warned. And this is a friendly warning from me. The other guys won't be as friendly as myself. Right, I think we've covered that. A coup is imminent in Zimbabwe, a military coup. Mnangagwa is trying to avert it by changing, starting at the bottom. He has changed all the command at all the barracks over the past 4 months. And then now he's changed the top. That is the top of the military. The generals have all been changed. 46 generals dead since 2017. All the generals who were involved in the coup have been killed through poisoning, and they've died in mysterious circumstances. That is one of the grievances pushing the generals. And what you must understand about a coup is that once it's in motion, you can't stop it. It's like a big train. You can't stop it. You can't turn it, because if you stop, you'll be killed. So if someone is involved in a coup, they'll be killed if they stop. So what is going to happen is, now that everything has started moving, everything is going to continue moving, and it's a fight to the death. So the last person standing is going to win, and the last person to move is going to lose. That is going to happen very, very soon in front of your eyes. And the military guys know what I'm talking about. This is on. It's game on, and it's going to happen. And no one can stop it. Mnangagwa very, very weak. No support in the military. No support in the military structures, in the security. No one likes Mnangagwa. It's a bad, bad situation for Mnangagwa, and he's pretending to be strong. He is not strong. And we should see by 18 April, Independence Day in Zimbabwe, the inauguration of Chiwenga as the new president of Zimbabwe. That is what my understanding is. And this started on 31 March 2024. That is what I call day one, the day when Chiwenga, for the first time, boycotted the meeting at Mbungo, where Mnangagwa arrived with weak no vibe. So the cause of all the problems in Zimbabwe right now is a group of 34 people, 34 named people, who are part of a group called Chigananda or Zvigananda. People, corrupt people around Mnangagwa that have been destroying the economy of the country. And on top of what I said, obviously, which is the death of 46 generals under mysterious circumstances, all this blamed on one of Mnangagwa's closest allies, Owen Mudangube, who is accused of making sure that these generals were killed and more generals will be killed if this fails. This is the last opportunity for Zimbabwe. If Zimbabwe doesn't make it now, it's going to be a very bad situation in our country. So the game plan, obviously, and what is expected is that starting yesterday, there was going to be a move on some of those 34 people, and those people would then start leaving or being out of circulation in the country. So some of those people are going to be facing some sort of action from the protesters and from other people. And eventually on Monday, the full focus will be on Mnangagwa. So let's see what happens. Daragez has already said it, that those 34 people, you're going to see action against them, and it's going to be taking place. So a coup is imminent in Zimbabwe, a military coup. If we don't have a successful protest on Monday, things are going to deteriorate very fast. So it's important for the protest to take place. And if you're in places like Bulawayo is very important. We need to make sure that there is no single person in the city of Bulawayo. Do not be in the city. Get out of the towns. Do not be inside of Bulawayo. In Harare, do not be in the city. Be outside of Harare. Do not do anything against what the war veterans are saying. Make sure you are away from the town. Buy your food now. Buy your food, buy your water, buy your supplies. We're told by the war veterans, do not be anywhere near the city and do not be a hero. We've said it multiple times. Do not be a hero. You are not a hero. You are a father, you are a mother, and you have a family to take care of. You've been told multiple times, the time is now. So don't waste your time trying to make a little dollar or two on a day when you know the whole country is looking for change. So don't do it. And I don't have to repeat it over and over again. So I'll be back here tonight, and there is so much clarity. There is no doubt in my mind about what is going to happen. I don't know if you have a doubt, but I do not have a doubt. If everyone does what is being said here by the war veterans, by the military, everything will go nicely. If this fails, what you're going to see after this is shocking. So do not allow things to go to that level. Do what you've been told, which is simple. Stay inside your house on the 31st of March. Do not get out until or except if you are part of the protest. Do not tucha. So we don't want tucha neka in-drive kako, tucha neka basi kako, tucha neka taxi kako, tucha netu buku uchienda ku NAST kana ku UZ unoshanda kupi kusina mabasa kana kuti tucha kuma border. Don't tucha. We don't want tucha. You've been told. And Mutamba is not going to do anything. Comrade Nyanga Mabunu was here. Mangwanya is not going to do anything. Nyanga Mabunu was here. He told you very clearly, 34 people cannot drive 12 million people. That is crazy and unbelievable. Don't allow it. And don't be part of Mbwende. Right. I've covered everything. Just about 18 minutes. I'm not going to say today. Dara Makandiwa. I'm not going to say it today. Let's go. So let's go some news. Amazing stuff happening overnight in South Africa, the US, the Americans doing very well. President Trump has done very well. And if you're watching, you've seen the Secretary of State Marco Rubio has been around over the past few hours. So Marco Rubio doing very, very well. I like Secretary of State Marco Rubio. He's amazing. So less than when most of you were sleeping, he's been addressing, having a number of press conferences. You can go check it out in Guyana. And if I'm not mistaken, he had another press conference in Jamaica. So that is Secretary of State Marco Rubio. But what I want to talk about is the new US ambassador to South Africa, Brent Bozell, has been announced. President Trump has announced Brent Bozell as the next United States ambassador to South Africa. Brent is the founder of the Media Research Center and his vast knowledge of what is needed. I like President Trump. I watch President Trump every morning when I'm in gym. The first thing I do is I just watch the last press conference, especially when he's signing the executive orders. And it's like watching a movie, President Trump. And then you go to Brent Bozell is the founder of the Media Research Center, was born in Washington, D.C., and has written 2 books. One of the books is Collusion, how they stole the 2012 election and how to stop them from doing it in 2016. And he wrote that book with Tim Graham. So you see, there is a lot of shifting, like they move these guys around very fast. President Trump, he makes decisions very quickly. And Brent Bozell himself said, I'm honored to be chosen by President Trump to serve as the next CEO of the US agency. I'm just showing what happened in January here. So in January, they appointed him already to be the CEO of the US Agency of Global Media. So you see, January, February, and then March, they've moved him to the South Africans to become an ambassador in a difficult environment. South Africa is very difficult because the influence of Hamas in South Africa is very big. As you drive around, you see the flag of Hamas all over the place, and you also see some rhetoric in South Africa with certain institutions believing that they're actually doing some good work when they work with Hamas. I don't think so. You know my views on Hamas. I don't think anyone in this country of South Africa cares or knows about Hamas. The majority of the people in South Africa, they don't care about Hamas. They want to do and have a good relationship with the Americans. The Americans are the best for South Africa. So I do not know what this is all about, this thing with Hamas. But it's very important, obviously, to make sure that we understand that this is very important. The relationship between South Africa and the USA is very, very important. And it's something that I'll be covering here on a daily basis. So Brent Bozell, the new US ambassador to South Africa, amazing stuff taking place overnight. Now, let me go to other stories. And I want to start with some conferences. What is going to happen? And I've got an interesting conference here. That is the International Energy Conference is taking place. And it's going to be taking place in Victoria Falls. Very interesting. Between the 8th and 11th of April, some of the biggest names in energy are going to be at Victoria Falls at the Elephant Hills Hotel. And I want to show you somebody. Let's look here. Number 3 at the top. Engineer Tendai Tidings Musasa. That is a former schoolmate of mine at Mzingwane High School. Mzingwane High School has produced some of the top people in our country, including the Deputy Public Protector of South Africa. I was in school with these guys when they were in school. Multiple people worldwide are coming from Mzingwane High School, one of the only government schools in Matabeleland that was focused on STEM. So amazing stuff. Tendai Tidings Musasa, I'm so happy that he has returned from Germany to do this work in Zimbabwe. So he is director and founder of South Pole Consulting. Amazing stuff, Tendai. I was with him, I think about 10 years ago when he came to Zimbabwe, and I did manage to visit the house in Bulawayo. So amazing. Go and check it out. That is that energy conference, International Energy Renewable Energy Conference and Expo 2025. Check it out. It's amazing. And Tendai consults all over the world, including Germany, South Africa, Namibia. I've seen him all over the place. And he's not Chigananda. He's not Chigananda. Let's go to another conference. And this one is very interesting. This is the Zimbabwe Wealth and Retirement Summit. And this is right now within the next 2 days. And you can see Ken Sharp there. And you also see Grace Mradzikwa, one of the popular people over here. And what is happening in Zimbabwe is the majority of the people are excluded. But there is a massive amount of money. The problem we have in Zimbabwe is the currency. The ZiG is the worst problem in Zimbabwe. And I want to show you what has happened today. We've got 2 financial statements that came out. And that is Stanbic Bank, and Nedbank Bank. So Stanbic and Nedbank, let's start with Nedbank Zimbabwe. Right, Nedbank Zimbabwe has disbursed over 10 million US dollars in dividends. That is shocking for a country like Zimbabwe. You know why they're disbursing 10 million US dollars in dividends? Because there is nowhere to put that money. They cannot do anything with it. So they've given $10 million back to the shareholder. That is 200 million rands given back. Let me put that for you into context. So in South Africa, there is one of the big IT companies that has revealed their results. And the profit of that IT company, one of the biggest, is 220. The revenue is 222 million. So in Zimbabwe, the whole of Nedbank, which is servicing only a few places. So Nedbank only has branches in Harare and Bulawayo. They've got 10 million. They've grown their deposits by 90% over the past year. That is because people don't trust some of the other banks. So they are moving to the South African banks where they know that the capital is protected. And the problem we have is there is no plan. Mnangagwa has got no plan. If Mnangagwa stays in office, this is what is going to be happening. There is going to be total collapse. And I'm not talking about total collapse to the extent of just collapsing. By the time Mnangagwa leaves, you are going to have gangs running the country. Gangs of Gananda, armed gangs. That is what is happening right now. Armed people are controlling everything. We don't have a government. What we have is a bunch of criminals that have taken over the state. Mnangagwa is a criminal. That is why you see the war veterans have come out. This has never happened. It's unprecedented for the war veterans to say Mnangagwa must leave, and the army to say Mnangagwa must leave, and state security to say Mnangagwa must leave. That's because he is a criminal. And that is why you see that it's not easy to remove him. It's not easy to remove him because he has captured a state with a bunch of armed criminals. For example, I know Scott Sapanya have got some of the biggest guns in Zimbabwe. Through his security company, he's got one of the biggest guns in the country, a small army that they are running over there in Harare. Some of the robberies taking place have been pointed at Mnangagwa and his people by the war veterans last week. And this is not speculation. It's there on video. They've said it. So terrible stuff happening. Stanbic Bank has also produced their results, doing very well, 27% increase in revenue. And Old Mutual, Old Mutual's Omare platform, if you check on today's platforms, has increased its customer base, I don't know, by millions and millions of people. 4,800% increase on Omari. Omari is a platform, a digital platform, which has got a lot happening over there. And Mukuru has transmitted over $2 billion into Zimbabwe. At 10%, that means Mukuru has made over 200 million in profit. Guys, our country's got a lot of money, but no leader. Zimbabwe lacks a leader. This is the right moment to remove Mudara Uyu, Akadakwa, Mnangagwa. I say it on a daily basis. This is the worst leader we've ever had. He's got no clue and is running a criminal enterprise in our country. We don't like it. So let's go to more stories. I want to cover a few things. As I said, tomorrow we're not having a broadcast. I'm going to be traveling, and then we'll have a broadcast on Sunday. So the only time I'm going to be back here will be Sunday. So tonight I'll be back, and then the next stream on Sunday morning or possibly Sunday evening. Right, I want to look at Padenga. So Padenga has also released their results. Padenga Holdings over here, they're into crocodile farming and all sorts of things in the farming industry. They also have a revenue of $222 million. And then they've also announced their board. So the new board of Padenga has been announced. You can go check it out in the press. And then we've got, let me show you something. Renewable energy is big in Zimbabwe now. You can easily get yourself a solar system for less than $182 a month for 12 months. Nothing, it's almost nothing. This and this thing can run your house. So I'll be letting you guys know where this is. Very cheap stuff. I don't understand anyone who comes to South Africa now to buy solar. You can do it right there in Zimbabwe. That machine on the left can run your house for the whole night or for the whole day. Your TV, your computers, everything. I've got 2 of these that I use in my house. And I recently bought the one on the right. So that is available in Zimbabwe. Right now, let's look at other things. I want to quickly run into South Africa. So South Africa, AI is big now. So AI is big and most companies are moving to AI. There's been an announcement by a number of companies today that they're going to be pushing AI. And one of the companies, Discovery Bank, one of the new banks, have launched an AI-driven advisor on WhatsApp. If you are on Mkuru, you know that Mkuru is big with WhatsApp. I use Mkuru almost on a daily basis. I think if I'm not one of the biggest users of Mkuru, I don't know who is. I think the whole of Zimbabwe are probably the biggest user of Mkuru. And I also use the Yamasiwa, you know, Sasai. I use that a lot, but not as much as I use Mkuru because of the ease of the WhatsApp platform. So what the guys at Discovery Bank have done is they've created an AI advisor accessible through AI, and there has been a massive increase in investment in AI, with data tech seeing an exponential growth in AI investment in infrastructure. Since 2023 and 2024, they are making so much money from AI hardware. And this comes as a Chinese company, H3C, is warning that there's going to be a shortage of NVIDIA AI chips. So guys are entering a new era. And if you are running a company in Zimbabwe, this is the way to go. AI is the way to go. And we need new type of thinking in our country. We don't want what Mnangagwa is doing. If you are a business person, if you are running an NGO, if you're running a company, reject Mnangagwa's old way of thinking. This thing of gun-toting, corruption, and killing people must stop. We don't want it in 2025 to be talking about houses being built. This man must go. He's a disaster for our country, Mnangagwa. And other countries are moving forward. We need to move forward. And locals are not making money. That is because if you are a local, you don't have access to capital. Where do you get the capital? So that is the problem with Mnangagwa. Since he came in, nothing has happened except speeches and chest beating himself all day. Mnangagwa is so lost in his own imagination. And this is coming to an end. But it needs you. You must be part of it. Tell your family, tell your relatives that the day is 31 March, and support without fail and without a doubt and without wavering and without quitting and giving up this new country that we're trying to build. The army has already started it. The war veterans have already started it. Mdara is a very brave man. This one and all the guys here, and I'm Mdara Knox, everyone here, amazing stuff. These are the real war veterans that we've been looking for. And we don't want you as the normal person to do what has been happening in the past. When people were calling for protests, people have been sitting back and the situation has deteriorated. Harare is like a growth point, the worst growth point. There is a 60% vacancy rate in the buildings of Harare because the infrastructure is collapsed. The lifts are not working. There's no power. The toilets are not working. Harare is the dirtiest place on earth. Don't shake anyone's hand. If you shake someone's hand, you are shaking the hand of someone who doesn't wash his hands because there's no water. You are eating fruits that are rotten. You're eating water with cyanide. Guys, this is the disaster. Murume uyu, Muroi, Umtakat, Umkulu, Mnangagwa. So I like to bring this to an end. Let's see if there's anything else I've left here. And I want to look at a research that has been done at Wits University before I go. Very important, guys. I like health. As you know, I almost died 2 years ago. So there's a research at Wits that has been released today the result says there is a higher incidence or higher amount of people among men who's got type 2 diabetes than women, and especially among men with a stomach, chidumbu, around chiteng. If you see yourself with a stomach, a big stomach, it has been said here in this research that you've got a high incidence of type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is the second largest cause of death in South Africa among all people, second. And then among women, is the top cause of death among South African women. Type 2 diabetes, it damages your nerves, it damages your ability to do a lot of things. For guys, it can kill your engine. Basically, so what do you do? How do you manage diabetes? Don't eat the wrong food, exercise, and make sure that you keep your weight in check. You should not, if you look down like this on yourself, you should not see a stomach in front of you. And as I said, we wanted to set up a men's clinic in Zimbabwe. We already did all the groundwork, but we are not going to do any work in Zimbabwe under Mnangagwa. So we have suspended everything in Zimbabwe as long as Mnangagwa continues this craziness that is doing right now. But one thing you need to do is to know your sugar levels in the morning when you wake up. If you're above 35, at least once a week, you must check your sugar levels. And the equipment for checking sugar levels is very simple. I used to have it when I was sick. I had to check my sugar levels constantly. You must check your sugar levels. You must take herbs. So every man in Zimbabwe must be taking herbs right now. What are the kind of herbs? So I always show you with what a herb called mve. So currently, I keep my mve in a glass. So you see, I've got a new packet now. So if you don't have a packet, you must be having one. So mve is a top herb for protection or prevention of diabetes. You need to have ginger. So I've got ginger changu ichi. That's organic ginger. You must have that. Every morning you take some. Your tea, you must have certain types of tea. That includes green tea, moringa tea. Moringa tea and black tea is the best. So before you go to bed, you have mve, moringa tea, and also you can have green tea. You work out, keep your weight in check, and make sure that you check yourself on an annual basis for certain type of cancers and diseases, because diabetes causes cancer, high blood pressure causes cancer. So what happens is that the more you have this blood pressure and diabetes, it pushes you towards other cancers. And it's not a joke. As you grow older, imagine ukaita the oldest kamdara mu village. Ese my baby, they are but I talk to a lot of guys, and this is serious. Take care of your health. Then Net One has launched more gigs. So what is Net One more gigs? When we Net One, nduda mari yangu, msatamba nini. So let's go to Net One. Net One more gigs. Guys, sometimes I do jokes here. So Net One has launched more gigs on March 9. So let me show you what is more gigs. We are struggling with data in Zimbabwe, but we don't care much because now we have Starlink. And last night I woke up, someone was trying to apply for Starlink in my name. I don't know what that is. Rigananda. I woke up and I found someone has tried to apply for Starlink under my name. What is that? Chigananda. So 2 gigabytes, $3, 15 gigabyte, $10 for 30 days. So that is amazing. This is the cheapest thing, because normally our guys spend $50 a month on data. I've got a Starlink or 2, which I use myself, and it cost me $30 a month for unkept. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue putting out Starlinks as we've been doing across the country, especially in rural areas. That is amazing. I love Starlink, and more gigs is going to help. So technology-wise, Zimbabwe is doing fine. The biggest problem in Zimbabwe is lack of connection. So speed of movement in Zimbabwe is bad. So I'm talking about moving from Harare to Bulawayo, 2 hours. Harare to Mtare, 2 hours. Harare to Beira, 3 hours. Harare to Lusaka, 1 hour. Harare to Johannesburg, 3 hours, 4 hours. That is what we want. And this is the future that we need. We want you to leave your home. So the reason why everyone is buying a house in Harare is because there's no connection to your village. Imagine if we're going to put a rail line between Harare and let's say we put one to Bulawayo. How many houses you can have in between there? And people will just wake up in the morning in Gweru, wake up, jump in the train and be at work in an hour or two. You sit there, you watch your movie on your more gigs or on your Starlink. When I was in the bus in America, there's free data there. I was playing games throughout. So let's fix this country. Mnangagwa has no clue what it's doing, and we need to fix it. Do you know how many people watch me from the raw areas? Like I get calls from Gokwe, from Chipinge, from Manikale, and deep down in the bushes. We need to fix this country. And Umindarawi is the problem. Mnangagwa is the problem. And guys, I don't want to mince my words. On Monday, I know a lot of directors watch me here, company owners. Do not think that little money you're making is money. Chinet Bank 10 million each. It's nothing. When this country is fixed, we are talking of $1 trillion economy. So stop this thing that is happening now. And for once, shut your doors. Do not allow this thing to continue. And leave Ivanabema Kazembe and the Ziambi. These are idiots. Kazembe, idiot. These people are Genfan. They are taking us back. Uko, 1960s. You are talking about 1980 in 2025. That is what we don't want. We need a new leadership. We need new people. And you need to be extremely angry with what's happening right now. We don't want this garbage that is taking place around our country. Guys, Matibela, look at how old he is. Someone took a match and lit his house and burned it. A young person has been sent to do such an evil thing. An old man who is in his late 70s, 80s. And someone has the audacity to do that. Someone has the audacity to destroy the country to the point that there is no road that you can move on right now. And Mnangagwa uyo, Muroi, uyo, nevana vake, nemukadzi wake. Everything that we're seeing right now in our country is because of one family. And the whole army, the whole police, the whole intelligence, the whole private service, you can't follow one person. So there's no question about it. And if I hear someone just doubting, I know you don't understand where it's coming. One day, when the last breath you take, you're going to understand how bad is Mnangagwa. This man is very dangerous. But atimukwati mudarawe akachipa apera sesipo yegesha sipo yegesha Mnangagwa akagezwa ugezwa. Right, let's see what Chamisa is saying. Chamisa shared a picture of his favorite person, Mugabe. Chamisa, come on. Let's see. Chamisa Udumundiseta, homeboy. Wangu. Let me show you what Chamisa is sharing today. A picture of himself with Mugabe, right? Chamisa Anunakidza. Toti Anopinda Mukenan. Let me give you the picture of Chamisa. Ajitaora Nyanza Mugabe. I want to show you Chamisa. He is saying, and actually, guys, I like Chamisa because he's kind of my homeboy. The Internet of Things, modernizing and digitizing government processes, systems, and services has always been one of my key passions, and this aspiration shall be realized. Chamisa is right. We are going to have a new country. We are going to have new leaders, but it's not going to be easy. We have to reject a system first. and you have to fight the system. So fight, fight, fight. Atidi vanu vanocha, atidi mbwende mu Zimbabwe. We want to fight this man. So fight this man. And guys, on Monday is the day. If that day passes, don't think there is another day that's coming. You saw what happened when I went to Zambia. That was August 2024. Now we are in April. We're going to April 2025. So that is August, September, November, December, January, February, March. That is 7 months. Mnangagwa achiuraya nyika. He became SADC chairman. Right? Now, if this fails, some people are going to be killed. Then it will take years and years. You will never have other people coming. Let's make sure that this thing is sorted. Let's not play with Uyu. He's like a snake that has gone into the house. There's only one thing to do. Everyone get something and attack the snake. Yapinda Mumba. And then let's go to the comments. Burning someone's house not good at all. We need peace, love, and harmony. Mnangagwa has been doing it for years. Go Uko to Midlands and see what Mnangagwa has been doing. The man Vake, Oni Muda, what he's been doing there. Gambago, you keep repeating that he came out. And this is Murungu in the guys. I first spoke a language of English when I was grade 7. I did not know. I went to the village where when we went to school, they would give us a book. We read it in class and we leave it there. Then we go home and head our cattle. And I don't actually care if I came or come or once I get this every day. People call me, say you came, you've come. I actually don't know. And I don't want to know. Gambakwe, Urugushi Fonera, Mukoma Philip. Ngri, hi, it's Gambakwe. How are you? I've answered. And then I said, Gambakwe, you're telling us that Trump is doing well. Don't understand where you get such news. President Trump is the best president. And guys, I've been to the USA. Most of you here have not been to the USA. I'm going to be back to the USA. That's an amazing country. Everyone wants to go to America, except for someone who doesn't know what America is. America is the home of capital. And which is here in the New York Stock Exchange, which is here in the NASDAQ. You know what I'm talking about. All these old men that are stealing 1 billion machichi, that's nonsense. If you connect to the American economy, we are going to do so well. And we need to connect the new leaders that are coming. And actually, now, right, a good relationship in America. There are people in America with so much money that they can't count it. And there are thousands and thousands of them. There's someone in America right now who pays rent of $20,000 and they don't even know what it is. You are saving to buy a fridge. What's that? Sofa. That's garbage. America is amazing. And let's try to connect ourselves to the right economies. Our Zimbabwean economy is going to be amazing. And Zimbabweans who are outside, who are leaders, who are directors, who are executives, so many of them. In Africa here, we've got these people who have been sitting in the same positions, destroying institutions. We need a new, different change in our country. And look at Gambako Media. I sit here on it every day. We've got other media houses, Anarumbi, Anamsorowe, Alien, all these guys. When we talk of change and how change can come, imagine if this happened in every sector. So that is what we want. We want a new country. We want a different country. We want a successful country. We don't want all these people living outside the country. So one of the things that I'm working on is homecoming. We want to make sure that every single Zimbabwean who is outside is coming back. They get a piece of land, they get a house, they'll be able to work, your children will work. Capital flows in our country. Capital will never flow with such an idiotic government like Mnangagwa's government. I was in Zimbabwe so many times. Nothing is changing in that place because they don't know what to do. Mnangagwa doesn't know what to do. He is ignorant, ignorant person. Which military? Let's see. Let's see. I want to see the question about the military because I want to answer. Sanyato is close to Mnangagwa. He is what Mnangagwa was to Mugabe. Sanyato is by no means or means to general. It's not about Chiwenga. So let me explain to you. Chiwenga is going to take over because he's a strong leader. He can bring order. There's disorder under Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa is only interested in one thing. Mnangagwa even gets bribes. He gets paid for people to meet him. Very silly for a president to do that. And this is in a whole document which was done last year. Which means that also when the new commander is pro-ED, the soldiers. So you're going to see what is going to happen. The junior soldiers are going to take over. We've got a lot of people that are not pro-Mnangagwa. If the new commander of the Zimbabwe National Army wants to find out, let him oppose the people and see what happens. I can almost assure you, let him do it. Let him go there and oppose the people. There is a tsunami against Mnangagwa. People don't like the man. The man has destroyed everything. And whoever is standing in the way is going to go. There is a tsunami and it's irreversible. So whoever comes, they better know what's happening. It's going to be big and no one can change what is coming. And it's not about one person. If we don't do anything now as a country, the whole country is going to be destroyed by one man. One man who listens to no one. Mnangagwa listens to no one. And no matter what you say, I want to give you the example of the death of Pastor Tafane Masai. Pastor Tafane Masai was killed while campaigning in Mavuku. And he was doing nothing except to campaign. There is a docket which was done. The people who killed him were identified. Mnangagwa has made sure that this investigation doesn't see the light of day. That man is dangerous. The people around Mnangagwa, Anascot Sapanya killed this guy. And it's known. We have written letters to all the SADC presidents. I've personally written a request, access to information request to Parliament. We've gone to the Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission. This man has captured every organization in the country. That's why everything is collapsing, because there's no governance in the country. It's a total mess. So the whole system, Mnangagwa, needs to go. And as I said, even the military guys now know that this man is a mess. That's why you saw the war veterans have given Mnangagwa an ultimatum. And Monday is that day. So we have to be on it. It doesn't matter how many generals he changes or kills. The day is now. If that day passes, mapera wakomana, munopera, nechakapedza mbudzi, muroi uyu, apinda mumusha, Mnangagwa. So don't play with him. Take him out. Take him out on Monday. So on Monday, that is the day. And it doesn't matter what is your station in life. This is a national duty to remove Mnangagwa. Nevani Vakin, Jugananda, and a Wikin. Wikin has never seen grade 6. He's a convicted criminal who was in jail for years. And last year, he supplied all the ballot papers for the elections in Zimbabwe. And he also won a court case at Zesta where he was given $27 million after the chairman was the CEO of Zesta didn't show up. And he has been handing out cars from that money. He has no business at all. So Wikileaks has never run a business that does not include a tender. The same with Tagwiri, the same with the Nascot. They do gold, they dig for gold and pour cyanide onto the ground. Right now, every single water body in Zimbabwe is infested with cyanide. The cleaning up you have to do after Mnangagwa is gone is going to be shocking. It's going to be shocking in our country. Right, I've talked for 54 minutes. It's shocking. Guys, now let's go to our sponsors. And I would like to ask you guys to support us, support the struggle. Support the struggle. Usatongwe masaladi. So, Mve, 200 grams. The UK only. Our 2-for-1 special is back. So, if you buy one pack, you get one pack for free. The price remains the same. So, please, UK guys, support us. We need to make sure that our expenses are covered. So Move is a product of Zimbabwe. Would you normally take it in the morning and in the evening? It's a brown powder here. It looks like that. So when I send you your pack, you must remove it from the pack and put it into some glass container of some sort, which is airtight. And you take a tablespoon in the morning, tablespoon in the evening, and which I wanna put 1 liter engine turns into 3 liters. One kickstart, and you don't have to crank it. So whenever diabetes, my high blood pressure, kana uri murume ukaona wakarara ukamuka and engine yako haina kumbo starter yega wapera unofanira kugadzira take muvhe and sekuru vako vane 70 years vangana vakadzi 2 iwe uri kutadza mukadzi 1 mukadzi ari kufamba achishamisika kuti mudhara uyu chii chaizvo chaizvo mudhara uyu. Make sure that you do it with fix all the issues. This thing treats everything: cancer, blood pressure, wounds, snake bites, STIs. It's amazing. It's a miracle herb. Right, let me see if I've forgotten anything else. Let's see if I've forgotten anything else. I don't think I've forgotten anything. So everything is amazing. And I would like to thank all of you for watching, for your support. We've had some of the biggest views this month. And I hope that this continues. We build a strong media, which is going to challenge the existing system. I see people saying, Kuti, there is treason or whatever. Mnangagwa saying, Kuti, Mnangagwa must stay. If you still find yourself, especially in intelligence, if you find yourself supporting Mnangagwa, you are part of the criminals. So if you see yourself looking at a man that is running a cartel, running a parallel government, destroying the country, externalizing funds, and you're supporting that person, you are doing what is opposite to why you were employed by the country. Your oath to the country, you're breaking it, and most of you are getting nothing. I've said it to the intelligence guys. When Mnangagwa goes and Chiwenga comes into office, you are going to have money, proper money. The military guys, you are going to have a city of your own. You're going to have so much money. You are going to have proper vehicles, proper equipment. And for the first time, you are going to have the dignity back. Because, you know, Musoja are not render. Musoja are not render. Cannot intelligence person, Arimu Roger, I know got one room. Or an army officer who doesn't have a house. So this needs to be fixed. And I know that when Chiwenga comes in, this is going to be fixed. The conditions of service are going to improve. In the civil service, you are going to have the most money you've ever had. My civil servants, you are going to be the wealthiest people. Mese Musha driver, my GD6. GD6, because you know, we can pass China government. So we're going to fix that country. We're going to fix the economy. Listen, Kunezu Utawa na Mdarageza. Support Mdarageza is the right man to support. Support Mdara Matibela. Support Chiwenga. Support the army. Support the intelligence guys. See the light. So, like I said, in other countries, working for the government. When I was in Washington, you know, na vagenda ku lunch. Because you know, government people, you're walking around the lunch tin, scarf tin, munumukuru, mkazi wako, akupfeka chizambia kuti akabe namo. Chicho chawamana, munu akaipa uyu, Mnangagwa, Muroi, Mtagat. So on Monday, do not do it. No Twitter on Monday. Atidi Twitter. Right, thank you very much everyone for watching, and a good day